in our first talk show of the day, this is something that we need to pay attention to. Now, before we're going to delve into our talk show, we're going to give you a slight information where 3 people whose kidneys were harvested in Cambodia underwent health examination at the Jakarta police earlier this week as a part of investigation into the international trafficking case.
The 3 were part of the 122 whose kidney were trafficked by an international syndicate.
Medical Division Chief Senior Commissioner Heri Wichatmoko later told the public that the procedures began with officials asking victims about post-operative complaints before examining their scars.
He also announced that the police will provide counseling and cooperate with counterparts in other regions to assist victims from outside Greater Jakarta.
Rata-rata sudah sembuh semua, jadi walaupun baru 1 bulan, tapi secara fisik kondisi luka pasca operasinya cukup bagus, dan nanti kita akan tindak lanjuti dengan pemeriksaan laboratorium dan pemeriksaan radiologi untuk menentukan organ yang diambil tersebut. Kemudian kami juga akan tetap mendampingi secara psikologis kepada pasien tersebut, dan nanti akan bekerja sama dengan polda-polda lain di jajaran apabila pasien tersebut bertempat tinggal di luar jajaran Polda Metro Jaya.
Now, according to Polda Metro Jaya, 122 Indonesians have been trafficked by the international syndicate criminals.
Yes, then in Criminal Investigation Unit Chief Commissioner General Wahyu Widodo said that within a month, more than 800 suspects have been arrested by the police.
Also, police said the syndicate of the Cambodian kidney trafficking case has been running since 2019. It is known that the suspect made a turnover of up to 24.4 billion rupiah.
And we're talking about humans right here.
Right. Right. Now, organ trafficking specifically, the illicit trade of kidney has been uncovered on an international scale. As we delve into the gravity of this situation, we must also shed light on the realities faced by those living with only 1 kidney.
Hence, that's why joining us in the studio this morning to share his insights on this subject and matter is an internist at Cipto Mangunkusumo Hospital, Dr. Edward Faisal. Dr. Edward, thank you so much for coming here. And this Saturday, we're talking about something that is very crucial at this moment and a very important one. We're going to jump into our questions, and the first and foremost basic one, please do elaborate. What is the primary function of kidneys? And do you think that one person can live with just one?
Okay, basically, the kidney have a primary role in regulating about volume and composition, especially in extracellular department. And then, how about people living with 1 kidney? The kidney capacity will increase. Normally, 1 kidney doing the work is about 15% if they have 2 kidney, but in 1 kidney it will increase, so it will more prone to be fatigue.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more risk also.
Yes, more risk, of course.
Now, so donating your kidney is not a taboo. It's not, I don't want to say taboo, but like, you know, people actually donate their
Right.
kidneys, and like, there are people who actually need kidney transplant. What kind of people that's required to have a kidney transplant, and then at what position, like what kind of process can people actually donate their kidney?
Okay, the one who will receive the donor transplant usually in a chronic kidney condition, which is they don't want doing again hemodialysis. Yeah, and the donor we need to screening at a few period, maybe the shortest time about 6 months.
Wow.
And we need to discuss with ethical and legal.
Oh, okay.
So if the operation begin, the ethics and the medical must know about that.
Now, Dr. Ivor, usually when we see and what we heard about kidney transplant or heart transplant and whatnot, it's more onto family-oriented, whether the child needs it from both parents.
Right.
So it's more on the heritage line usually. Now, what if someone that is, you know, has no inline or relationship with us? Can we actually, as a recipient, get the donor from those people?
Yes, of course. But there were any circumstance must we know that the receiver donor need to know. We must know the donor is very healthy,
Yeah.
not in the chronic condition.
So you have assessment. There is some
Yes.
assessment first.
Assessment. And also silent infection. Sometimes
Okay.
we didn't know, like herpes
Yeah.
or hepatitis,
Right.
because it will transmit from the donor to the recipient.
So
Right.
I'm kind of curious though. Sorry about this, Andrew.
No,
I'm
it's
just
okay.
quite curious. I just want to add another question. How long? Because you were saying the screening time, and there's this time frame that you need to undergo before you're going to transplant a kidney. So how long does it take usually for one to get a kidney transplant?
From the donor one have assigned to transplants.
Okay.
Before that, we need to screening about maybe 6 months, the shorter one.
Okay.
Usually in RSCM it's about
Yeah.
1 year.
What does that involve, doctor? Like, is it blood test or like?
Yes, blood test and about the ethical.
Okay.
If someone wanna be a donor for the recipient, we usually assess the background.
Oh.
That's already happened in RSCM. The worker wanna give kidney to her boss, but we assess it's not wise, so we cut the line of transplant.
Oh, so that's what you mentioned about the ethical, and then of course there's
Yes,
legal process
yes.
too. Now, you mentioned earlier that when somebody donated their kidney, the kidney was working for 50% and it's now up to 75%. So what kind of potential risks associated with being a kidney donor? At the same time, how is it different than those actually born only with one kidney?
Actually, there were no different for the lifespan. If one live with single kidney and 2 kidney, but in a single kidney, a person must need to have a good lifestyle, such as reduce natrium consumption or salt consumption,
Okay.
and maybe have good profile lipid or cholesterol, and must maintain good ideal body weight. So, and the sports cannot done in like soccer or
Oh. Nothing
Something
that
like
would
that.
makes you fatigue.
fatigue, yes.
Oh, okay.
So there are some requirements
So,
also.
what's your intakes? Like you mentioned salt, like
Yeah.
reduce your salt
Yeah.
intakes and stuff like that.
And maybe you need to aware about taking the protein, because if exit in the body, it will secrete in urine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there is a lot of information. One who wants to transplant or donor their kidney, there are so many things that they need to learn, like a change of lifestyle and whatnot. And hence, that's why right now it is such a big case right here in Indonesia that is surfacing on towards victims who had kidney trafficking. That is a part of the kidney trafficking syndicate. We're going to take a look at this. So, yeah. This is one actually we're seeing right now. This is one of the victims from the syndicate that trafficked, or the illicit trafficking of kidney. One of the victim.
Some of the
They're hard to even go, there's a lot of here.
So one of the most often mentioned on the article is like they easily get tired, and they're
Urine
There
is
you-
more. What is it? What made this effect though, doc?
Because with one kidney, the kidney will fatigue too.
Okay.
Maybe at the few years earlier, it's no problem for the donor. But after that, if the lifestyle cannot change to the better one,
Yes.
it will decrease the kidney function.
Oh.
so even if you do it the proper way of like donating your kidney, then you need to. I feel like you need to still have a doctor to actually keep watch of you, or of like what's your
Guidance.
intake, right? Your
Yes.
guidance, like how your physical activities your sports, like you mentioned, don't do like what soccer or I don't know
High
football-
intensity.
high intensity.
Yeah.
So that's like I feel like even when you willingly to do it, and then it's already
legally
done
too.
legally, and you already went through that 1 year, it looks like it's still gonna be have the after effects, like the post operation. It gotta be tired.
Yes.
Like again, your kidney, you gotta work so hard, so you need a break.
Yeah. So, Dr. Edward, if you're seeing right now, this is what the victims from the kidney trafficking now has kind of dwelled. What is going to happen to them? Let's say if they're not being cured or being taken care of by assistance by doctors. What would be the aftermath in the long run if they keep on going like this?
They will have a reduced function of renal and
Okay.
will going to drive to doing hemodialysis.
And that would be, if you can elaborate more, doctor.
If doctor can elaborate it, maybe we can maintain the function of renal.
Okay.
But we must know that every people will degenerate. Yeah, the kidney will degenerate too.
Yeah. So, doctor, again, with this case, we want to know what's your thought on this, because for the victims themselves, they came from diverse background. They're from there's people, doctors, professionals, even a master degree, workers, security. You were saying before, if you want to donor your kidney and then someone that receives it, you need to do the assessment, even the ethical one, doing the physical, not only physical background, but their background itself, what they're doing, their activities and whatnot. Seeing, there's diverse of background here, how do you see or how do you foresee the case, both for the donors and the recipient who's going to get the donors?
I think it's not wise because for the donor, it will reduce their activity daily living. So even the lifespan is the same, the quality of life will reduce. And for the recipient, will be happening graft rejection, and they need to operation again.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That doesn't sound fun. Now you mentioned earlier, like you guys have a case where like the boss asking the subordinate to donate, and then like you cut it off. What kind of ethical reason might that have implicate that that you shouldn't go forward with this kidney transplant?
Yeah, we thought from the background is about the money.
Right.
Because maybe the subordinate need the money. So from the view of law and ethics, it's not very polite, and so we cannot doing about that.
All right, so it's more ethical and law. It's not a matter of physical or anything like that.
Yes.
Okay. So let's say if I need a kidney transplant, like what kind of things do I need to know, like that, like if before I receive a kidney?
You must know the person who will donor the kidney. If you didn't know about the background, about the activity before, it will harm you as a receiver from the donor.
Yeah, because truth to be told, if you needed a kidney, you want to have a healthy one, right? You don't want it from someone that has been probably not taking care of their body, been consuming things that that is just above level and whatnot, and then transplanted to you. Now, can you elaborate more also, doctor, on long-term effects having only a kidney on overall health and also well-being?
On our health person.
Yes.
Okay. The person will reduce the activity. Yeah, maybe minimize the activity, so cannot doing hard working again. Cannot.
Is that forever, doc, or for a short period of time or a long term? Forever.
Early.
Oh, okay.
And cannot be in a stressful life event.
Okay.
That's the hallmark. Maybe the physical event they can avoid, but the stressful life event they cannot avoid.
Right. Because life is full of ups and downs in life.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and also, Doc, I want to ask you in regards to this because we're seeing this case now too in a blow-up sessions. What should one do after they did the procedure? They donor their kidney. What is the procedure after that? The surgery-wise, you were mentioning, Indra, there should be guidance from doctors. Any vitamins that we should take? You were talking about change of lifestyle, food consumptions. You were saying, can't take salt, no salt at all, or
No
less,
salt at all.
no salt at all. So I mean, these things, it's not only for physical, but it's also their mental, right?
Yes.
Mental well-being needs to be taken care of because it's very different kind of life that they had before.
Yes, after being a donor, they need to back to the doctor
Okay.
to evaluate every month.
Every month,
Every
evaluation.
month
Okay.
evaluation. Maybe after a few months can exceed to about 3 months.
Okay.
And then maybe in the long term we'll have hypertension
Okay.
because kidney regulate tension, about arterial tension. So everyone with hypertension usually have kidney dysfunction. And then must maintain ideal body weight.
Okay.
So if after donor transplant become obese, it will shorter the lifespan.
Okay. there is a lot for
Yes.
you to
I
understand.
like, be kind to me, kidney. I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna start to take care of you because this is
Yes.
actually, it actually takes a lot out of you. Now, if you want to donate, like, is there an age requirement that you looking for? Or like, can somebody in their 60 or 70, but they're healthy, they've been living a healthy life? I don't know. Maybe don't smoke. I don't know if they've been drinking or not.
Yes,
But
of
like,
course.
can they still
Makes sense.
donate their kidney if they're at the age?
The one with a smoker, consume alcohol, and elderly, usually after 60, is not the
Eligible.
proper one to be a donor.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say the proper age then, doctor?
The proper is in the young age or middlehood age.
Okay. Well, because that's when our organs are still in top notch.
No, sorry. Again, let's say you're already on your 60 and then like one of your kidney is not performing well anymore. Do you still need a kidney transplant or can you just take it out and just live with one kidney then?
Just can live with one kidney.
Okay, just so try to survive with that one.
Yeah.
and cut
Because
your-
I guess when you're elderly, it's such a big, huge risk when you're doing a big operation, right,
Yes.
Doc? So again, we're seeing this, and this is not something that uncommon where people are donoring their kidneys or organs. So when one wants to think right now becoming a living kidney donor, considering the potential risk and benefits, what would you advise them right now, doctor?
Okay, good point. I will advise to take care of your kidney, especially in consuming salt. We must be careful. In instant food or in fast food, it have a lot of salt, such as tomato sauce in one sachet is
Yes.
or one spoon is already fulfill your
Daily
one
need.
daily living.
Oh, wow.
I just know about that. Okay, Caroline, take notes.
And you need to doing activity, not a sport activity like walking or swimming is a better one. And also maintain ideal body weights.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So again, Dr. Edward, I mean, thank you so much for enhancing and enlightening us all of this because maybe there are some people right now that needed to donor their parts of organs, kidney and whatnot, because of financial issues or their
Yes.
financial
The
background.
money is very tempting.
Exactly. So, but then you have to understand that before you want to donate a kidney, there are some requirements and also assessments
Right.
and also guidance from doctors. You cannot live without your doctor now for a month, a 1 year period of time before that you can
Right.
donor.
I mean, it's not only physical, like the doctor just mentioned earlier. It's also ethical and legally, is it the
Correct.
right things to do?
Yes, and then the post-surgery after that, your change of lifestyle, a change of life at at the end of the day that you really need to, undergo because you want to have a good quality of life after that. So that is a lot that you need to think of. But Dr. Edward, thank you so much for coming here. Hopefully we're going to see a lot of you more here in our studio and the show, enlighten more issues in regards to our health. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah.